Hey guys, what's up, it's Jax here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make an easy AFK automatic witch farm for your Minecraft world. So this witch farm is super resource friendly and gets you loads and loads of drops. Now this has been running for maybe 1 or 2 hours, and you can see I've got tons of drops. So if you were to imagine you AFKing overnight here, you're going to get absolute tons and tons of stuff. You can even add a bigger chest system if you like. This system here is pretty simple of how the farm is set up. It's got 3 layers, so it's got 1, 2, 3 layers. Each of these layers allow the witches to spawn, then after a short amount of time, these trapdoors here are going to flick down, releasing the water, pushing the witches to their death. Then they get crammed by the minecarts. You can see here the water has been flicked, then eventually it'll run out and the water will go away. So the materials that you'll need will appear on your screen now, and then we can get building. We want to find a witch hut in a swamp like this, and it doesn't really matter where it is in the swamp. Mine's next to the ravine on the edge of a swamp, but yours might be in a different location. And we just want to clear a bit of space around it so we haven't got any mountains directly pushing up against it. Now we're going to outline the roof over this witch hut with any sort of block, following along the roof line, like this. And once we've done that, we can go ahead and destroy the entire witch hut. Now we're going to come 2 blocks down and then replicate the same outline, like this. Should be a 2 block gap between the first outline that we've done and the second one. And we'll do that again one more time. Now this one might be in the ground for you or the water, but we just want to still do the same. We might even have to break a bit of grass or place the blocks in water. All depends on the placement of your witch hut. We can break those temporary blocks and we should be left with something that looks like this. Now we can go ahead and fill in these platforms so it looks like this. Now on this bottom one, you don't have to actually break the dirt if you've got there. The grass or the dirt that is here will do fine. We just need to put some floors in. Now this should be a 7 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 platform. So it should be just a bit of a rectangle. Not too much of a rectangle, but just a little bit. Now on the shorter side, the 7 long side, we want to decide where we have our killing chamber. Now it can be on either of the 7 long sides, so here or here in my case. I'm going to do it on the side where there is not any water. So on the side that there's not any water, because that's the side I chose, I'm going to dig down 3 right along this 7 long edge. Then in the middle, I'm going to dig down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to dig out a space going away from the farm, so going to this side of the farm, so it's away from it. This space is where we're going to be standing, so we can just dig this out small for now. And then we want to just dig a small staircase out of here. You can turn this into a ladder a bit later on, but we just need a way to be able to get in and out of this location here. This is what it should look like. Now on the opposite side of our killing chamber, which is over there, you can see it, we're going to place trapdoors along this row here. Then we want to make sure these trapdoors flick upwards like that, and they do. Then we're going to surround the back of these trapdoors and the side with blocks. Any block here will do. And on top of these blocks, except for the side ones, so just the back ones, we want to place a redstone. The redstone should be placed and look like this. Then we're going to come to the bottom in the middle, place a slab, a block, to either to the left or the right, a slab on the top half, break that block. Then do the same thing but opposite side. So we just sort of alternate like this to create a slab staircase. Stop when you get to there. Place redstone on all these slabs. You should notice it looks like this. Now come to this slab, come 2 blocks back and 2 blocks up like this. And place a redstone torch here, break this block here and create a 2 by 4 area. Place 2 comparators facing one way, and then 2 comparators facing the other way like this. Then redstone here and here, and here and here. Also, 1 here. This is what it should look like. On this block here, we're going to place a block, and then place a repeater, set to 3 ticks delay, so we want to click that twice. Like this, and then place an observer on a block like this, so the red dot is going into this repeater. So we want to place temporary blocks, and when we break this, you should notice the repeater sets off a signal, and then these comparators hold it for a short amount of time. Break those temporary blocks. So from the sky, this is what it should look like. Some key things to remember is that these comparators have to be facing this way like this. So does this repeater here. And so does this observer. Now place a block here, place a sticky piston facing this way with a redstone block on it. Then place a block here, doing a 1 block gap there, and place another sticky piston facing towards a redstone block. You can now break those blocks. Now place a block here and a block here, a block here, and a block here, like this. Place a block diagonally up between those blocks. There's a temporary block on this redstone block with a hopper going into it. Break that block and place a hopper going back into that hopper, so they should be connected like this. Place a comparator on these blocks next to the pistons. Then on the blocks behind the pistons, place a redstone dot. Now fill up either of these hoppers with 2 stacks of any sort of block. This can be dirt, this can be white concrete, anything. The stacks need to be of 64. So we finished this system here. What it is a timer that moves this block backwards and forwards, which then sends off a 1-tick pulse. The repeater holds that for a little bit longer. Then these comparators hold it for a much longer time. And that activates all of our trapdoors to flip down just for a bit, and then they flip back up. And that allows the water that we're going to be placing in those trapdoors to be pushed out so that the witches are pushed down into our killing chamber, which is what we're going to be working on now. Now place water in both this side here and this side here. We're going to place a sign in the middle, and that will stop the water from flowing into our hole, which is exactly what we want. So this is what it should look like. Now we're going to be placing a chest in the ground like this. Break this block here, place a hopper going into that chest, like this. Then a hopper on top of that hopper. Place a rail here. We want to place 24 minecarts on this one rail, and to do this you want to click and you want to aim for the little hitbox here. Now it's a bit hard to see, but you just want to try your best to look for that. You want to click on that 24 times. I need to click another 23 times because I've got 1 minecart already here. Now that I've got the 24 minecarts placed, I can cover that up with some blocks like this. We've got our chest here and it can be opened. I'm going to climb back out of this hole and we can get working on the sides of the farm. Now we're going to cover up these sides like this. These sides need to be too tall, and we're going to stop right before we get to this water section here because we want to still fill up that with water. Now just to note, if you want to increase the efficiency of this farm, light up any caves and surrounding areas so that the spawns aren't capped out, so the witch spawns goes to your witch farm rather than other mobs. Then on this top one we want to place a roof as well, like this. Once we've got this, we're going to come along with water, fill up each of these trapdoors. Now if it flicks up like that, you might have to wait a second, then when they flick back up you can continue filling. Now we're going to go ahead and place blocks on top of each of these trapdoors. Like that. Oh, I've missed a side here, that's very important. So if you miss a side, don't worry, just go back and add it. And then now, this is what it should look like. Now along the front, we're going to come along and build this up surrounding the drop chamber so the witches get pushed into this area. And once you've done this, your farm will be closed off, so make sure you've added in all your water correctly. We just saw the water flick, and you can see the water should end right there, and it does. This, and then we want to put the roof on there as well. Now from the roof here we want to build up 105 blocks and have that as our AFK chamber. A great way to do this is to get 105 scaffolding. I've got a stack here and 41, that adds up to 105. Then you can just spam click, knowing that once you run out of scaffolding, that's when it will be 105 blocks. And I'm almost at 105 blocks, and there we go. This block count is very important because this is where our AFK chamber is going to be, and we can't be too far or too close to the witches for them to spawn. Now up here is where you want to make your AFK chamber. You can just simply do this. You can make a nice luxurious looking thing, or you can just make a little cocoon for yourself to protect yourself that's only accessible if you climb up scaffolding like this. Okay, so I need to light up this room, I've decided, but I've just been AFKing for 4 or 5 minutes. You can even hear the witches dying now. And look at the drops I've got. Now that's 5 minutes of AFKing. If you AFK here overnight, you're going to have a load of drops. This farm really is great. But again, if you want to increase its efficiency, let's just make it day quickly. You can do that by placing some slabs on the roof, and this is also pretty important so witches don't spawn up here. So any sort of slab will do, and you just want to go ahead and place this all over the roof. Or if another way of doing this is by lighting up the roof. Once you've lit up the roof, you want to also go ahead and light up the area around it, like I've said, and any caves that are too big around it. So I've got this big cave, and you can see lots of mobs, and even some witches are spawning under here, which I don't want. So what I can do is come through here with some torches and light this up, and that will increase the spawn rates of my farm. However, you can see we are still getting loads and loads of witches. So if you do have issues like that, don't worry. If you do have caves like that, don't worry, you're still going to get loads of drops. And if you ever see a witch like this, don't worry, the next wave of water will push him away. But now you guys know how to build a super awesome, easy AFK witch farm. And on that note, that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, and remember to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys later. And remember, stay carbonated.